Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday. It is the 26th day of July 2022. I hope that you are safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food and shelter and clothing as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that are working in the healthcare field and the first responders who every day are trying to help save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks clean. And those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children who are the victims in the millions of child molestation and pedophilia, as well as the victims prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, sex slavery, human trafficking, and double curses upon the perpetrators, those perverts, and those profiteers who traffic in this human misery. And finally, blessings upon those that are homeless today. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children on the streets of the United States of America with no place to live. And millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom, and if you could do anything to help, do it. Today, several things I wanted to go over. Number one is the latest catnip. Brethren, don't y'all realize that the media understands that Knick Nation is addicted to catnip? What is catnip? It is a scent, almost like a food, that if you give it to the cat, it kind of goes crazy. It has all kind of energy, runs all over the place like it's lost its mind. Almost like it was a full moon or something. That's the catnip. Okay. Let me see if I can get rid of the fan for y'all because I know it's distracting y'all. That's the catnip. So this whole Jalen Brown thing has everybody like, well, how can we get Jalen Brown on the Knicks? How can we get Kevin Durant? Brethren, we're not getting Jalen Brown or Kevin Durant. Let me explain why we're not getting them. Jalen Brown and Kevin Durant Kevin Durant's a superstar at the end of his career at this point. Jalen Brown's a star, budding at this point. Celtics drafted him. Celtics developed him. Okay. The Celtics were just in the finals. So they are prepared for a guy like a Kevin Durant. And in order to get a Kevin Durant, you're going to have, even at the end of his career, because he's a game changer, you'd have to give up a guy like a Jalen Brown, and you have to give up a lot of draft capital. This is different from the Donovan Mitchell situation in that Kevin Durant is a proven superstar, a former, not just all-star, not just all NBA, MVP. Okay? So you get a guy like that. You know, if you're not a playoff team, you become a playoff team. But a guy like that at this stage is not going to a team that wasn't a playoff team. They're talking about a team that was just in the finals. Okay, so you're dealing with that. That's the position they're in. When the Knicks make the finals, you could start talking about guys like Kevin Durant to finish that cherry on top to get you over the top. That is not our position right now. Our position, and see, this is another way the catnip causes Knick fans and Knick Nation, some, not all, to buy into this because you're looking for a shortcut. You're looking for a shortcut to the finals. The best way to have a long-term, sustainable winner is to build your own guys in your own program, in your own organization. Okay? You're looking for shortcuts when you want to get a Kevin Durant and hopefully he vaults you to the finals for a couple of years, get excited, then you get rid of him. Oh, he's 40 years old and that's the end of it. No. And that's the only reason Jalen Brown is being mentioned because they would like to pair Kevin Durant with Jason Tatum, another all-NBA budding superstar. Okay, so that's the game. You mention these guys and all of a sudden everybody in media starts talking about the Knicks, and all of a sudden somebody on Twitter starts going to the Knicks and everything is crazy. We're not getting these two guys. They're not available to us. Let's continue to focus on what we're dealing with. Speaking of that, yesterday it came out. A couple things came out I wanted to touch base on. Now that we got the catnip out the way. Don't buy into the catnip, y'all. Remember where we are. Remember who we are. Forget what the media says about the Knicks. We're in year 3 of our rebuild, and we might take a step forward, a big step forward with the Donovan Mitchell. Okay? It may not get us in the championship conversation yet, but we take a step in that direction, a big step, with the acquisition of a guy this talented. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. Donovan Mitchell was 3-time All-Star. Not a chip yet. But see, you don't win a chip unless you get a team that could win a chip. It's a team thing. Okay? And you do need superstars to win chips. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. Okay? We're going to get there. I believe that. Soon. Next couple seasons. But we're not ready right now. So, don't buy into the catnip. And then, maybe some later on next week, it'll be Anthony Davis to the Knicks. And some of y'all be pining for Anthony Davis, a dude that probably needs to come to the games with an ambulance. It's like some of y'all was pining for Malcolm Brogdon, who only played 50 games a year. Stop with the names in the NBA 2K. Okay? Brogdon would be perfect for the Celtics because he don't need to play full time. He don't need to play 40 minutes a game. He don't need to start. You bring him off the bench, you can preserve him because he always hurt. You can preserve him and you can really, use him to his highest usage, the highest level. We're not in that position. All right? So now let's move on. Yesterday came out, all of these other teams are interested in Donovan Mitchell. All right, Knicks Nation, let me explain this to you. Just because the media mentions, all these other teams like Sacramento and whoever else they mention that's interested in Donovan Mitchell, doesn't mean that they just got interested yesterday. Because all of these teams, every 30 teams in the NBA are interested in Donovan Mitchell for different reasons. Some way more than others. Okay? But it takes a team that has what Utah is looking for to obtain him. And in that, we're talking about draft capital, number one. Now, a lot of teams have draft capital, but this is the problem. Let's take, for example, let's look at the Clippers, just as an example. And a lot of teams are in this position. They have their own draft pick starting in their own unprotected starting in 2027. 2027, 2028, 2029. They got their own unprotected picks. Before that, they're dealing with pick swaps. They're dealing with picks to other teams. They're not dealing with unprotected picks from 2023 to 2026. A lot of teams in that position. And you don't want to give away your future for Donovan Mitchell. Okay? So they're not in a position to give Utah the number of unprotected picks they want, because if they were to do that, let's say they were to say 2027, 2029, 2031, you're giving away your future now. I mean, way into the future. You don't want to do that. That's mortgaging your future. A lot of teams have that situation where they have a lot of pick swaps. They have protected picks early, like 2023, 4, 5, and then they might have their own picks later. That's not what Utah is looking for. They're looking for unprotected picks now. Very few teams are in a position to do that. So let me explain to you what happened. What happened is because Ainge knows the Knicks have what he's looking for. He came to the Knicks first. That's why you heard from Shams a couple of weeks ago, like in early July, that they were having serious discussions. So he came to the Knicks first because we got what he wants. He came with who knows what it was. There's all kind of rumors, 7, 8 picks or whoever he was asking for. It's irrelevant. What ended up happening though is the Don gave him our best deal and said, go out there and find something better. And that's why you're hearing all of these teams now coming at the Knicks. They're scrambling to try to improve upon what the Knicks offered. I don't know if they're aware of what the Knicks offered, but we talked about already 4 unprotected picks, which initially in the whole beginning of this thing, when Mitchell became available like in June, that was the thing. They wanted 4 unprotected picks. Then, and what we outlined just a couple of days ago, if you remember, like 4 unprotecteds and then a 5th with a protected pick. 5 number ones, 4 unprotected. Only the Knicks could do that and still have 5 number ones in the next 5 years. Okay? Even though they're protected, we still have them. We're not giving away our future. So this is where we're at right now. The teams are scrambling to try to better the Knicks offer. And so what you are seeing right now is the Don saying, I've given you my best offer. Go out there and beat it. Or we could walk away. Ainge ain't stupid. So let's say the Knicks offered, just to say for the sake of argument, that the Knicks offered 4 unprotected number ones and then a protected number one. Somebody's got to beat that. I don't know nobody out there that can. Okay. I'm looking and I don't see anybody. Like people mentioned in Miami. Miami has a 2023, 2024. And then they have a 27, 28, and 29. So they have, let's say and you can't offer 2 years in a row, right? So let's say they offer 2023. Their 2025 is protected. Let's say they offer 2027 and 2029. That ain't beating us. And they would be giving away their future. They got protected picks in 2025 and 2026. Actually, they don't even have a pick in 2026. They got protected picks in 2025. They can't match us. They can't. So they're trying to scramble and see if they can get A, Danny Ainge to take less. That ain't happening. Or B, some other team they can trade players to for number ones, unprotected. And that's about that's about the best that's out there against us. Nobody else could offer what we have without giving up their future or giving up a significant asset that they need right now. Like New Orleans could match us if they were willing to give up Brandon Ingram or Zion Williamson, and that ain't happening, because they management will lose their jobs in a minute. So Danny Ainge is trying to find another deal that beats whatever, and I don't know officially what the Knicks have offered, but I just proposed what they could offer that nobody could beat, and we still be in good shape. I don't know what players he put on the table. Some people say, well, you have to include, no, there's only a couple of players you have to include. Fournier is one because you need that salary. Cam is another because you need that salary. But other than that, they don't have to be Grimes. It don't have to be. Okay. It could be whoever the Knicks decide they want to give up. And I'm not saying they're not. I'm going to tell you right now, though, I told you already, they're not giving up Obi Toppin. That's not happening. And I can't see them giving up Cam and Grimes because you're giving up both your young wings. Okay. And at that point, you could do it, but you're going to be short on the wing. Literally. Short on the wing. They could do it. And that's up to the Don. I'm trusting him on that. But right now, that's why you're hearing about all these other teams. It's not like they just entered this. They've been making calls to Utah. But Utah don't want to hear nothing until after he talked to the Knicks because nobody has what we can offer. Nobody. Okay. So now the Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks deal is again like this. Take our offer or we'll walk away. And I don't even know, again, I don't know for sure what the offer is. Some of y'all take what I said or what said as the offer. I don't know what the offer is. They haven't revealed what the offer is. We don't know. But I trust Leon Rose. He's not giving away the store. Okay. So we have our future still. And even with 5 number ones to him, we still have 5 number ones in the next 5 years. So that being the case, we good. Either they take our deal, whatever our deal was, or we walk away. It's like with Mitch Rob. They allowed Mitch Rob to look at the free market and say, okay, what can you get? This is what we're offering. What could you get out there? The same thing that the Phoenix Suns did with Ayton. They said, okay, go sign an offer sheet. Okay, he signs $133 million. Okay, that's your market value. We'll match it. And that's what the Don is saying. Okay, we gave you our best deal. Go out in the free market and see if you could get better than 5 number ones or whatever we offered you. And if you don't like it, we'll keep our picks and go somewhere else. And I know y'all are anxious. Y'all want it done. And I hear you. I do too. But I'd rather us get a good deal or no deal than a bad deal. Let's just be patient. Don't let Twitter and all of these fools. I heard from my dog today that the deal is done. And it's a haul. Don't let some goobers from some other places get y'all all riled up. Stay away from the catnip. Keep a clear head. Stay cool. We're going to get what we need. Come training camp, regardless. The Knicks going to be in good shape. Regardless. See, everybody been talking about same old Knicks until now you look up and we got Obi Toppin, R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, Jericho Sims. Until you look up and all of a sudden you still got Julius Randle. You still got Evan Fournier, though I don't think either of them are going to be on the team come training camp. You still got him. All of a sudden now, same old Knicks? Nah. Plus, draft capital for days. Same old Knicks? Don't buy the catnip, yo. Third thing, Russell Westbrook. All of a sudden it comes out yesterday from Shams that the Knicks, among others, but I think there's 3 teams altogether looking at Westbrook. Indiana, the Knicks, and I forgot the third team. And again, why? The Knicks, again, clearly, the Knicks are not looking, and look at Stein's report. The Knicks are not looking at Westbrook as a player. They are looking at him strictly as a contract because they must extend R.J. Barrett this year. The R.J. Barrett new deal doesn't take effect until next year. And you want some cap space when that happens. That's the $47 million expiring deal of Westbrook, number one. Number two, you must understand, there are some teams, because of the markets that they're in, that have more money than other teams. Not everybody wants to cough up $47 million. Or whatever it's going to take. Let's call it $40 million. One pop. But this is where Mr. Dolan comes in. And the multi-billion dollars. And the $1 billion that the Knicks are worth. We can afford that. Oh, $40 million? Hit the door. We could do that. Not many teams could do that. Golden State, as much money as they're making. Oklahoma City. Come on, Oklahoma City. See? So, the Knicks got the money. Again, let's look at this. We got draft capital. We got young talent. And we got the money. Y'all can't tell me the Don ain't put us in this situation. Some of y'all just really too short-sighted, man. Stop buying the catnip. It ain't the full moon. We in good shape. So, the Westbrook situation, though, as a third thing. So we talked about the money for R.J. Barrett. We talked about us having the loot to get it done. Third, that means Julius Randle will be going to the Lakers. It came out also yesterday that the Nets have decided that Kyrie Irving is going to spend this season in Brooklyn. Therefore, he ain't going to L.A. Their backup plan in LA is Julius Randle. LeBron is at the end of his career. He's trying to win a chip now because he's going to spend probably next year or the year after that. Whatever team drafts Bronny, he's going to play there. He don't even care about the money. He got money. He not worried about money. So whatever team, if Oklahoma City drafted Bronny, Brown's coming to Oklahoma City. So he's trying to win the chip, and LA knows their window is very short because Bronny's either going to come out next year or the year after. He's either going to come out next year after his senior year of high school here in Siena, or he's going to come out as a one and done. But it's a year or 2 years max that you're going to have LeBron on the Lakers. Unless the Lakers can obtain Bronny. LeBron going wherever Bronny going. So right now, they got to win. And so LeBron is like, we got to get somebody in here. So they got AD, but we already said the boy injury prone, right? Now, if you can obtain a Julius Randle and a Derrick Rose who's expiring, we're going to get some number ones. One at least between either 2027 or 2029. The Lakers are going to be desperate to try to get this chip while they still got LeBron. So therefore, the Knicks again in a strong position to improve. We take the Westbrook contract, we cut him at $40 million and cut him loose. We bring on some vet men contracts like a Josh Jackson, like a Eric Pascal. We start Obi Toppin. We move forward. Okay, we move forward with the squad that we got. We keeping most of our young core. You're going to have to give up somebody. I mean, aside from Cam, you got to give up somebody. I don't know who it is. It could be Deuce. It could be Grimes. It could be IQ. I don't know who it is. It's not Obi. I can tell you that right now. Forget Obi. You know, we know it's not Obi. It's not RJ. It's not Mitch Rob. It's not none of them. I don't know who it's going to be. If they do the deal, they don't just walk away because Danny Ainge want to get stupid. Just get stupid. We'll go ahead and walk away. The Knicks ain't playing, man. We much more powerful position than the media is letting y'all know. The Knicks really are. The draft capital, the money, the players, we good. Okay, we good. So we're going to see how this plays out. Right now, Ainge and them probably on vacation, golfing somewhere, thinking about it, talking about it, but not being able to sleep because they know. And then you got GMs out here trying to scramble to see if they can come up with 5 number ones for and protect it. It's going to be hard to do. Very hard to do without giving away your future. Okay, so let's just chill, Knicks Nation. We're going to be all right. Just chill. Okay, just watch. The deal could get done this week or it could get done in September or anytime in between. I feel like it's going to get done though because we got too many cards. We holding too many aces, y'all. We holding aces. I mean, the media try to act like the Knicks are desperate. That's the media bullcrap. The Knicks holding aces, baby. We the only one, and we know we got the best hand in the room. Just chilling. And we ready to go forward regardless. All right? So, no Jalen Brown. No Kevin Durant. I know y'all like to talk about that. Go ahead and talk. But we ain't getting them. That ain't coming here. We looking at Donovan Mitchell. Okay? Donovan Mitchell is a star. He would come in the East and be an all-star. He would automatically make the Knicks a 50-win team. That's the next step in the rebuild. So we went 41-31 2 years ago. 37-45 this past season, which really, I mean, it's not obviously a great season, but 37 wins, you know, the Knicks used to win 17 games, 21 games. Y'all know that. 37 and it's a bad season. We all right. And then this year, I'm seeing us get to 50. If we get Donovan Mitchell, we talking about 50 plus wins. Okay. Without Donovan Mitchell, probably 45. You know, I think we can get 45 out of this team, but I'm looking at 50 plus. We get DM in here. So, and that's regardless of who goes out, you know, with Cam. It could be Grimes. We still going to get 50 wins. It could be Deuce. It could be IQ. We still going to get 50 wins regardless. Okay. So we in good shape. So let's see how this plays out. Okay. I like some of y'all that call out the BS when you see it on Twitter because it's slinging, man. We getting ready to come into August. It's BS season, man. So, you know, y'all doing right. Anyway, y'all enjoy your Tuesday. Shalom.